Yo, welcome to another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K Sap. Today we got a great show lined up for you guys. But when you come across the video, please like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on. Any new people that come across this video, please press the subscribe button, turn on your post notifications, your bell icon, so you'll know when Simply Ball Dropping drops a hot banger. On this channel, for all my new subscribers, we cover sports, hot topics, roundtable talk, and we do a marriage chronicles. I see everybody in the comments section, hashtag salute. You guys, y'all know what my mantra is. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. Well, today's episode, man, I'm going to label this, when is it going to stop? When is it going to stop? This got to stop. But before we get off into this episode, the show is sponsored by...
This episode is sponsored by True Choice Insurance. Here at True Choice, we take a different philosophy when it comes to providing you with your insurance options. We emphasize the value of the products we offer, instead of playing on the fear of you not being protected in your time of need. True Choice is affiliated with more than 60 insurance companies. This makes us one of the most independent agencies in the state of Texas. Please visit TrueChoiceInsurance.com for all your insurance needs.
Hey, once again, man, shout out to my man Brian Kelly and his wife over there at True Choice Insurance. You guys, y'all get with them for all your insurance needs. All you got to do is visit the website. It's www.truechoiceinsurance.com. And tell them K-Sap, the man behind the mic of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast, sent you their way. Well, we're going to get right off into it, man. The hate has to stop, man. Jason Whitlock has to stop, man. This is getting outrageous now. It seems like every time Deion Sanders speaks in a press conference or anytime he speaks on the podium, Jason Whitlock has something negative to say. These latest comments that Jason Whitlock, said about Deion, when Deion, they asked him a question about Cormani McClain. Why come Cormani McClain hasn't seen the field yet? And Deion's response was, well, you got to show up to the film studies. You got to want to be out there. You got to want to participate in practice. And, I know he's young, but the way Deion said it, Cormani McClain was doing neither. And Jason Whitlock goes on his podcast and speaks to one of the members that was on his podcast and tells him that Deion Sanders just obliterated the freshman, called him out so bad, and you just don't do that on national television. Deion did not call him out. They asked him a question, and Deion said that, film study. He has to be in the film study, in the film room. Deion said he has, a timesheet on when the players go to film study, on how long they've been in film study. And Cormani McClain has been holding himself back from getting on the field. And, Deion knows the buttons to press to get these guys ready and to get these guys to respond. So Jason Whitlock, once again, goes on his platform and talks about Deion and the way he's coaching these kids. And Kwame Brown was right. Jason Whitlock never had a problem with Bobby Knight, the way he coached his kids in his basketball program. Like Kwame said, you kept saying, oh, he's a great coach. Everybody was glorifying him. But Kwame's right. It always is us that's tearing us down. And Jason Whitlock has to stop that. Every time Deion goes on that podium and speaks, is something negative that comes out of Jason Whitlock's mouth. And he had Warren Sapp on the podcast, talking some things about Deion. And, I think Warren Sapp just took it in stride. He just was, going along with it. But, other than that, Jason Whitlock, man, some of the things he says is outlandish. And, after yesterday's game, they asked Deion about Kwamani McLean. He said he stepped up. He got on the field and he showed that he was that dude. I mean, you can see that in the freshman. I mean, you can see that in the freshman, man. And I said that, Kwamani McLean, Travis Hunter, and Shiloh Sanders in that secondary, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. And also the fact that Omarion, the wide receiver, he came in and stepped up and did big things. And Deion gave them cats high praise. But Deion in these press conferences knows how to press the buttons to relate to these kids. And another thing that Jason Whitlock says is that Deion has all these rap moguls and things in the locker room that's distracting the kids. He's not distracting the kids. That's how Deion is relating with the kids. He's not, like I said, he's not telling people to go out to be rappers. If they don't make it in the professional sport, Deion said, go be a politician. But Deion knows the buttons to press. And yesterday, I think, it got to Deion a little bit. I can't speak for Deion, but this is my opinion, because he said some things that, he articulated it well, and he sees all the negative press, but he don't respond to it. And I think it's getting to a point where, Deion sees it, so he addressed it in his own way. But the thing about it is, people have already, news has broke, and reports are out there that Deion has blocked Jason Whitlock on Twitter. Like I said, Deion sees all the comments because Deion is heavy on Twitter. He's heavy on Twitter. And I know he sees the comments when he goes to his feed. Somebody said that he blocked out Jason Whitlock. Yesterday, Deion said some things at press conference. And he sees all the hate. So he addressed it in his own way. I want you to take a listen to what Deion Sanders had to say.
If you can't see what's coming with CU football, you've lost your mind. You're just a flat-out hater. If you can't see what's going on and what's going to transpire over the next several months, something's wrong with you.
And Deion, first time I saw you was at Clemson Death Valley back in the day.
Yeah.
And people were booing you. Your whole life, you've been divisive. People really
when
love
I
you.
came out the womb, I was booed.
Right. Or they really don't, right?
Yeah.
So, and a lot of those don'ts have been very vocal this week. What's your message to them? And then what do you tell your locker room?
I don't have a
about?
message to detractors or haters. I don't have a message. I don't take my time to respond and to defend myself. Why would I do that? I'm giving you a microphone if I'm doing it. I'm giving you solace that you're in my life. I don't care. I really don't. So if it's been that way all my life, you would think that I'm used to it. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this, and I keep going. It's about us. It's not about them. It's about us. Everywhere we go, even in your darn families, you're going to have detractors. You're going to have naysayers. You're going to have doubters. Even in your darn family. And you guys all shaking your heads like, yeah, my aunt, she ain't no good. Yeah, I know. My sister, she's ignorant. You know I'm telling the truth. What about me would make you think that I care about your opinion of me? Your opinion of me is not the opinion that I have of myself. You ain't make me, so you can't break me. You didn't build me, so you can't kill me. God established me, so you ain't nothing you can do to me. But I don't care, and I wish the world thought like that. Youngsters, if you're out there right now, do not give a darn what opinions people have of you, long as that opinion is not consistent of that of yourself. You be you.
Man, I'm glad Deion said that, man. That's just a couple clips that, I put together. The first thing he said at the press conference, but that all was in correlation of everything that he sees with these haters. You know what I'm saying? So Deion has addressed the haters, and I think Deion is really talking about Jason Whitlock because he blocked him on Twitter. The reports are out there. From my sources, I got information that he was blocked, and my sources are pretty airtight. They're pretty solid. So, but I'm glad Deion addressed that. But this has to stop, man. I don't even want to keep harping on this. I don't want to keep talking about this, but the latest comments of Jason Whitlock is just, they're egregious. Like I always say, man, you're telling people, how Deion needs to speak about his players the way you want to speak, not the way the coach has to speak to these guys. This is what you would do. How you going to tell Deion how to coach his players? You know what I'm saying? Now, you have some insecurities, Jason Whitlock, that has to be addressed. We know you fell short, and you said that on your platform plenty of times, but this has to stop. So guys, man, let me know how y'all feel in the comments about Jason Whitlock's latest tirade on Deion Sanders. I mean, he keeps Deion in his podcast every day, and whatever he's doing, he's being successful at it because he got people talking about it. And like Deion said, he said, if I respond to it, I'm giving you a microphone. I'm glad he's not responding directly to Jason Whitlock. He's putting it out there. And Jason Whitlock, you just got to read between the lines. But yeah, so y'all guys let me know in the comments, man. Like I said, I appreciate everybody's support. Like I said, you come across this video, give it a thumbs up, share it out, turn your post notifications on, keep watching the ads because it only helps the channel grow. And I see everybody in the comments, man. And that's going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. We'll catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.